Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We're all glad to see you here. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can still use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions out to presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions, so I'm not screen sharing, am I? Sorry about that. As I was saying, the Q&A is available. Your camera and microphone are off, so this panelist cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening tonight and in the future, so please sign up for more. The presentation will be recorded, and that will be available within about a week on the same website that you registered at. And so now I will hand it over to our presenters.
Hi everyone, my name is Austin. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick with you. And I am your admissions counselor at Boise State University. So thank you all for being here. I'm really excited to get to connect with you all. I actually graduated from Boise State back in May of 2018, so it wasn't that long ago that I was a student. So I'm excited to share a little bit about how Boise State could be an option for you today. You'll notice that on each of my slides, there will be a QR code. At any point during my presentation, feel free to take out your smartphone and scan that with your camera app. That will take you to a form that you can complete and stay better connected with Boise State about application, scholarships, housing, anything like that. So feel free to do that when you want. But let's go ahead and get started and talk about Boise State a little bit. So when I meet with students and talk about Boise State, I always have to start with where we're located. We are located in Boise, Idaho. It is the downtown capital city of Idaho. So because of where we're located, there's a lot of opportunities on campus. You can get involved in, clubs and organizations. You might know us for our blue football field. If you're interested in athletics, we of course are Division I. And then there's plenty of opportunities outside of campus to get involved too. We actually have one of the largest internship programs in the Pacific Northwest. And we do have industry leaders all around us. So getting a job right after college is typically pretty easy within the area as well. I always like to say if there was a top 10 list for being on the most top 10 lists, Boise might take the cake. These are a few that I like to share. We are one of the safest places to live in America. Boise has one of the top 10 downtowns in America. And then of course, Boise State is in the top 3 universities for outdoor adventure. We have a river that runs right through our downtown city, runs parallel to our campus. And we have a ski and snowboarding resort about 35 minutes north of us. So there's plenty of things to do here. And I know when I was a student, I really enjoyed it. But I know when I was looking into colleges, my biggest question was, what do the academics look like? I know for me, I was really academically motivated, but I was a little bit concerned about being in large lecture halls or just feeling like a number on campus. Boise State is the largest public college in the state of Idaho, but we're still dedicated to making sure that you feel not just like a number here. So we have our average classroom size at around 30 students to a professor. So you'll still get to know your classmates really well and your professors, even while you're taking advantage of some of those really cool opportunities that we have here. Here at Boise State, we have 189 majors and minors to choose from. So there's a lot here on campus. I always like to share this chart. We survey our incoming class to see what are the 10 most popular majors chosen by our incoming freshmen. So this was for fall of 2019. You'll see that every year this changes. So a new major might pop up here, one of these might fall off, but what stays pretty consistent year after year is that number 2 spot, so that general undeclared. General undeclared are those students who know the value of getting a higher education degree, but they're just not quite certain what that perfect academic program is. So here at Boise State, you can come in as general undeclared, use that first year to explore, or if you know exactly what you want to do, you can hop right into that program. No matter which one which boat you're in, we're here to support you with that. I want to transition and talk about the application process a little bit. So our application process is pretty straightforward. You can find our online application at apply.boisestate.edu. You'll see that we don't require any essays or letters of recommendation, just a little bit about you. And then there will be a $50 application fee. Once you pay that, that will shoot your application over to us to start reviewing. And then for fall of 2021, we are not requiring test scores. So we aren't looking for the SAT or ACT, just your high school transcript. And as long as you have a 3.0 unweighted high school GPA, you'll be automatically admitted to Boise State. There are some scholarships that I want to chat with you all about. So these are automatic scholarships that you can be considered for if you completely apply to Boise State by December 15th of your senior year. So that means getting your application and your transcript into us by December 15th. And then if you meet the GPA requirement, you would receive that scholarship. So know that there's currently only one major on our campus that is not eligible for these scholarships, and that is the radiology program. But any other major that you're applying in with, you could be considered for these as long as you meet that deadline. And then if you are in town, you can come visit Boise State. So we are currently doing in-person visits Monday through Friday, 3 times a day. And we're ensuring that students are following safety and health guidelines. So physically distancing, wearing masks. We even have some Saturday options. And then of course, we do have some virtual ways to stay connected with us. So feel free to visit visit.boisestate.edu and explore some of those ways to keep staying connected with us. Then I want to leave it with my contact information. My job centers around helping you through this process. So feel free to snap a picture of this. You can email me or call me anytime. You can follow that QR code and you can actually book an individual appointment with me. And then of course, after this meeting today, we'll be doing some meetings, and that is my Zoom link. So feel free to take a picture of that, hop in there, and I'm happy to answer any other questions that come up. Thank you so much for being here today. That's all I have, but I look forward to chatting with y'all a little bit later today.
All right, thank you. My name is Lindsay Stevenson. I'm really excited to be with you all today. I'm an admissions advisor for Idaho State University. Just a quick little bit about us. If you've never heard, Idaho State University is in the southeast corner of our state, and we are in Pocatello, Idaho. Medium-sized city, love that community. It's actually where I grew up, so I love kind of chatting with students about really what opportunities to expect. Since we don't have too much time today, I really want to make sure that I get into the meat and potatoes of Idaho State, and then later on we can kind of chat a bit more about some of the things to expect. And so when I'm talking with students, and mostly when I'm chatting with those seniors, juniors and seniors out there, I usually try to hit on 3 major things. You really want to focus on finding a place that, number one, has your major. Of course, that seems very important, but we really want to make sure that wherever you choose has the academics that you really are trying to pursue. Number 2, does this place fit my finances? Is it something that you feel like you can afford and invest in financially? And then number 3, of course, does this place fit you? Is it somewhere that you can really envision yourself? And so I'm going to touch on all 3 of these things really quick. First of all, a little bit about our campus. We'll see if I can move it forward. There we go. We are a medium-sized campus, about 12,000 students at Idaho State University. That kind of seems like a lot, right? That could be a small community, but a number to keep in mind is that our student to faculty ratio at Idaho State is 14:1. So we're really trying to maintain those smaller class sizes. That's something where you can really connect with your professors, with your peers, and take advantage of kind of a smaller learning environment, while being able to chat with folks from all around the state of Idaho, all around the country, and all around the world. This is how we break up our majors here. We have over 250 at Idaho State. And we break them up into 5 different colleges and the Division of Health Science. I'm certainly not going to bore you with all 250 degrees that we have, but some to highlight. We, of course, are most well known for our Kasiska Division of Health Science in the state of Idaho. We offer over 75% of the state's health professions degrees. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we could be a great fit for you. But you can see that we have a whole variety of academics to offer, things ranging in the arts and letters, to business, to education, to outdoor education, sports science, engineering, and then our College of Technology. And so I'd love to kind of explore those with you a little later too, if you have any questions for me. Transitioning on here now, this is a beautiful aerial view of Pocatello. Again, like I said, I grew up here and I love the outdoors. I think that's something that Idaho State is really well known for, is our access to the outdoors. We in Pocatello are a small town community, like I said, just over 55,000 people. And everyone just really gets together to support the community and campus community. But if you're looking for things to do, you know, exploring the mountains around you, if you like to ski or snowboard, a lot of us, you know, in the inland and Pacific Northwest, we love doing those types of activities. And so I always like to mention, but Idaho State is situated really beautifully in a valley, really close to places like Salt Lake City, Utah. We're close to Boise, that's just about 3 hours away. So there's plenty to explore. You'll never be bored. One thing also, our students are very much involved at Idaho State. This is just a list of our Division I sports. We are in the Big Sky Conference. On top of just sports, I like to list these just so that you can kind of get an idea for them. But our students are involved in over 150 student clubs and organizations. And so those range from, you know, we have some sorority and fraternity clubs to major specific clubs. We just really encourage our students to get involved. It's just a fun way for them to have a great experience at Idaho State. These are going to be the really important next couple of slides. Again, we talked about majors, kind of talked about Pocatello as a city, what you can find as a student. Number 3 here, this is how you get in, and we're going to talk about quick finances here. We need a 2.5 minimum GPA from you, and our fall 2021 to 2022 SAT or ACT scores have been waived. If you did take that, we'll use those scores for placement for later on for math and English specifically. But all we need from you for admission purposes is your application, which you can find at isu.edu/apply, and your official high school transcript. You will have to pay an application fee as well. It's $50, and then we can start processing that application. If you get those materials into us, again, our transcript and application, by February 15th of your senior year, you can qualify for one of our scholarships. Your application for admission to Idaho State acts as your application for the scholarship. This one in particular is our WUI scholarship, Western Undergraduate Exchange. If you're not too familiar, it's basically kind of a tuition incentive for you. So instead of paying what our non-residents pay, which you can see is just about $24,000, you would be paying, if you qualify with a 3.0 minimum GPA, you would be paying what our Idaho residents pay times 1.5, which comes out to just over $11,000 per year. And so that saves you, I'm not too quick at math, but about $13,000. So it's just a great way for you to make our tuition more approachable. One last thing, it's always important for you all to visit us. This is a virtual experience, virtual visit. More information available on the isu.edu/visit website. Please copy my Zoom link for more questions today. I'll be available right after this ends. So thank you so much. That's me. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay. And hello, my name is Jessica. I am with Lewis Clark State College. I'm an enrollment specialist with us. And let me see if I can share my screen. There we go. We're located in Lewiston, Idaho. So we're just about 2 hours south from the Spokane area. And so just keep going about 30 minutes south of Pullman, and there we are. We sit on the Clearwater River. On the other side is Clarkston, Washington. So we're really close with one another. We are a smaller college. We have about 3,700 students on our campus. And so if you are looking for that smaller feeling college, yet big enough to meet new people, that's really a great size of what we are. We offer up to 4-year bachelor degree programs, and we also offer associate degrees. And so it's a really great starting foundation point if you're wanting to move on for your graduate studies or anything like that. We can help you get started there. These are a little bit of the programs that we have. We have about 230 different ones that you guys can choose from, but this is a really fast list for you guys to look at. We also offer career and technical programs. So if you are thinking about welding, diesel, auto, CNC machining, we offer those at an associate degree level that do include internships. And so really great opportunities with that. We do offer biology degrees. And so if you are looking to go the medical route, we have that biology pre-med program. About 90% of our students who apply to med school do get in. That includes physical therapy or anything like that. And we like to say that is because of our small class sizes. So if you do not see a program on here or you want more information, you guys can, we can meet after Zoom at this and I'll share that information later. Or if you just want more information on that. To apply is so easy. There's our website, beawarrior.lcsc.edu. It is free to apply. All you have to do is send in your high school transcripts right now. We are not requiring students to send in test scores just because of everything going on. But if you do, I encourage you to take the ACT or SAT because we will need something to help you place into courses once you are ready to register for courses. Along with that, the ACT or SAT could help you get scholarships with us. So we are an OR school. So if you do have above a 3.0 GPA or those test scores you see on the screen, you can qualify for a WUI scholarship. And so we are the lowest costing public institution in the state of Idaho at just under $7,000. So with the WUI scholarship, your guys' tuition could be right around $10,500. If you guys have above a 3.5 to 4.0 GPA, your guys' scholarships can be less than another $2,000 can get added onto that, making it about $8,500. So very inexpensive. Of course, your community scholarships you guys can apply for. We also have our general scholarship application due as well. To apply for these, you just need to apply with us and send in your 7th semester transcript or 10th semester trimester transcript by March 1st. And you guys can automatically be qualified for those. So really easy to do. I can work with you guys as well to make sure we have everything you need. We do not require students to live on campus, which is different from a lot of four-year colleges. I really encourage you guys to, just because it's a great opportunity to meet new people, get involved with different clubs and activities. We have our traditional style dorms that you see on TV with the bunk beds and the desk and like the dresser, but then we also have suite style. So if you do somewhat like your privacy, a suite style is great because you could still have your own private bedroom and then you're sharing a living space with 3 other guys or 3 other girls. And so again, it's still easy to get involved in everything, but you can also not be if you don't want to be. We are allowing campus visits still right now. And so we are completely on campus right now. We are requiring masks, but I would love for you guys to come and visit campus just because I do believe that it gives you more of a sense if this is the right college for you and just be able to tour different areas. We also have virtual visits that you guys can do if you can't make it. So again, we're only 2 hours south from the Spokane area. So yeah, these are also a couple different events coming up that we will have. We will have our Discovery Day. You see the 4 dates there. One is on a Saturday, so then you don't even have to miss school or your parents don't have to miss work if they want to come. We are asking for students to register because we do have limited space. But during these, you get to do a campus tour. You get to meet with your division. So if you're wanting to do an education, you can meet with some of the education professors and ask them what maybe classes is like, and just know some of your professors if you decide to go that route. We also have a lot of different Saturday visits, as you can see. If none of these dates meet for you guys, you can actually go onto our website as well to schedule an appointment or an in-person visit, and we can go from there. So a lot of different opportunities for you guys. This next slide is my information. I actually live in Coeur d'Alene, so I'm very close with you guys. So if you do want to call or text me, this is my Zoom link. I'll be available until 4:45 after this if you do want to chat. But please don't hesitate to reach out to me and we'll go from there. So thank you very much.
All right, so I am off and running here. This is Sarah. I'm with North Idaho College and happy to invite you guys over to Coeur d'Alene anytime that you're interested in visiting. This image that should be popping up will pop up here shortly. There we go, is North Idaho College campus. We're located a short distance from you, just about a half hour. We are a community college, so very similar to what you have in relation to community colleges of Spokane. You can do your first 2 years with us and then transfer on to a four-year institution, or you can do anywhere from 2 months with us and then get started in the particular career field that you hope to move into. We're going to cover this content today through the presentation. And we have approximately 5,000 students who attend NIC. Most of those students are going to be transfer students intending to go on to a four-year institution to get a bachelor's degree to gain that employment afterwards. Otherwise, we do have a lot of students who go into some of our technical trade program or career-specific areas that we provide training in. As far as the most popular programs that we have at NIC, you're going to find those in the nursing field as well as business and education. Those are more of the transfer type of programs that we offer. And we do partner with some institutions, and I'll talk a little bit more about those kind of towards the end of the presentation. Then as far as our career and technical education offerings, those hands-on programs, those can be out through our Parker Technical Education Center. A lot of welding, automotive, collision repair programs, also dental hygiene program, which is brand new to us, that starts in the spring semester. Health professions kind of are abounding. It's one of the primary target areas that we provide a lot of support in for a lot of students. Between Coeur d'Alene to Spokane, there's so many job opportunities that you have available to you. And then through workforce training, we actually have short-term training programs. That's where we get those 2-month programs like becoming a CNA or a phlebotomy technician. The other aspect is going into one of our apprenticeship programs, either in electrical, plumbing, or even HVAC. And we're expanding on those as we speak, just to support students wherever they're at with their career needs. Beyond that, if you are looking at maybe loving the area and wanting to stay local, you could be working in conjunction with our partner institutions. Lewis Clark State College as well as the University of Idaho have a branch campus right there on that image you see before you. That's our new DeArmond College and University Center, which is the first building you'd see as you're coming onto campus. As you can see in the background, that's Tubbs Hill. I'm sure many of you have been to Coeur d'Alene just to enjoy some of the great activities that we have in our surrounding area that's so close to home. And then we do focus in on making sure that we are offering a lot of hands-on activities for our students so they get that practical knowledge and are able to apply that to the career field that they're planning to go into. Even if it's for a transfer program, we still want them to get that in the first 1 or 2 years that they're with us before they move on. Of course, cost is always a big concern for many students. What you're looking at there is actually the cost of tuition at a private institution that's similar to Gonzaga, public four-year institution. You know, that's similar to what you'd find at Eastern if you're staying in state. Obviously, out of state is going to be a little bit different. So that's where we come to the last segment there. What you're seeing for those numbers for Washington State, we have a special rate for students. Since we're so close to each other, it gives a little more flexibility. It's not as low cost as going to the community colleges of Spokane, but it's also not as high cost as going to a four-year institution in state. So we try and support in that manner so that if you're living close to the border, you've got some options that are affordable for you. And then we do offer about $1 million in scholarships to students on an annual basis. So know that there are scholarships available. Obviously, financial aid qualifies here at our institution as well. Our main campus is located here in downtown, beautiful Coeur d'Alene. It's kind of in the lower right-hand corner of the screen that you're seeing. Otherwise, our Parker Technical Education Center is in Rathdrum, 20 minutes north of campus, and the Workforce Training Center is right at state line, right across from Cabela's, if you're familiar with where that's located. We do have a residence hall on campus, although you're not required to live in the dorms. It's an option to choose from and can be kind of a fun option. There's only about 200 students that live in the residence hall, so it makes it pretty flexible to get to know people, but also, again, not a requirement, so kind of fun. Lots of great support services to help you as a student. If you start taking classes and you're like, okay, this is definitely not what I want to do for a career, that's where we really implore our career service office to support you in getting some guidance with some career services. We also have what's called a virtual career workshop that you can do now, even while you're in high school, whatever grade level, or even let's say you go straight to work after you graduate from high school and you come back after 10 years because you've always wanted to get a particular degree. You might consider looking at what's the right degree for me at that point in time after you've gotten some life experience under your belt. So career services can be super handy and supportive in that way. So reach out to me for any of that. Athletics, super important program for many students who are thinking about becoming a student at NIC, and then also getting support for financially to play one of those activities with us. Right now, we do not have activities going on athletic-wise until spring semester, and then we'll see how everything pans out with COVID to be able to begin playing those sports again with our students. We have this brand new Student Wellness and Recreation Center that opened up just 2 years ago. Indoor rock climbing gym in there, because we all know winter happens and we still want to be active in some way. Can definitely support you in that capacity here at NIC. So hopefully you'll take my information there and listen a little bit more into a presentation that we'll offer at the end of all these presentations today. So you have a great day, and thanks for joining me.
All right, so I'm here to talk about NNU. So Northwest Nazarene University. My name is Coco. I'm an admissions counselor here. I'm actually from Eastern Washington, so I went to Hanford High School. I loved it over in Washington, and now I get to enjoy the Treasure Valley area, and I love it here now. I was recruited to play basketball here at NNU, so I also love to talk to the athletes about how to make NNU kind of possible for sports for you. We are located in Nampa, Idaho. We're about 20 minutes from Boise. It's a super fun area, and I think you'll find this area is really similar to Eastern Washington. Lots of outdoors activities to do, and then there's also the downtown life of Boise, but also Nampa itself is growing a lot with its own things. We have 80+ four-year programs here at NNU. And our student to faculty ratio averages about 15 to 17 students in a class to their professor. And that was something that was super important to me when I chose NNU. I wanted to play sports, but I also didn't want to go to a huge college. I wanted to have a personal relationship with my professors, be able to get help when I needed it. So I really enjoyed that. Some of our more well-known programs are education. Our engineering program is really big. We have a partnership with NASA, and we're about to launch Idaho's third satellite up into space. A lot of our other programs, social work, business, those are some of our larger programs, but we also have smaller programs like my program for political science. There was about 2 of us that graduated my year. So you kind of get a little bit of everything you can have your own major, minors, whatever you want to do to kind of create your package for your resume. Something that we really aim for at NNU is the sense of community, and so we have lots and lots of activities constantly happening. This is some pictures from our week 1 events that happen. So you get to campus and right away there are just tons of events happening. Freshmen go to a freshman retreat their first weekend here on campus up in Cascade. They stay in the cabins up there, get to know one another. Again, we really want you to feel like NNU is your new home. 76% of all of our students live on campus, and 91% of those are freshmen. We have a few different dorms on campus. So our freshmen girls live in Ford Hall, which is this one right here, and then our freshman boys live in Culver Hall over here. So that our living arrangements on campus are really nice. And then sophomore year, you go to your sophomore girls or boys dorm, and then junior and senior year, you move into the different apartment campuses or apartments on campus. We are a Christian university, and so we have things like chapel and worship nights and everything, but you don't have to be Christian to come to NNU. So if that's something that you're like, yes, I've grown up Christian, this is what I'm looking for, or if you're kind of like, oh, I want to see what it's like, or I'm open to that, this is a great option for you. So we are NCAA Division II. We are in the GNAC. So we have 13 different teams here on campus. We also have intramurals. So if you're not wanting to compete at that level, but you want to just be a part of something, that's also great. Club sports is kind of like right in the middle between NCAA Division II sports and intramurals. So that's another fun way to participate in athletics. We have soccer and lacrosse, and we offer scholarships for club sports as well. So if you have any questions about that, ask me. Another big thing on campus is music. So maybe you're not an athlete, but you want to participate in music. So we have different ensembles here on campus that travel and compete. And we also have worship bands on campus if you're more into that side of things, or if you want to do both, that is great. Both offer scholarships. So, more money is always good. and people have a blast doing it. So this year, our early action deadline is November 15th, but we're doing rolling admissions. So even if you get your stuff in before November 15th, I can let you know if you've been accepted. We require a 2.5 GPA, and this year we are not requiring any test scores due to COVID. Here is an example of what how we give scholarships. So once you are accepted to NNU, you automatically qualify for one of the academic scholarships. They range from $10,000 to $16,000. Usually we're taking into account also your test scores. So in the next few days, we'll actually have more answers on how we'll work with that with not having test scores. But with your GPA, it'll probably just be working with that, and we'll get you one of those academic scholarships. There are also other scholarships available on campus, and so if you want to talk more about the other side of things with money, please come to the Zoom session after this. Since we are a private school, you think of it as being a lot more expensive, and we are more expensive for the overall price, but we give out tons and tons of money. So again, come talk to me about those scholarships. Here's an example of something that your whole financial aid package might come to. And so you're looking at $29,000 with this package, which brings the cost down substantially. We are allowing visits on campus right now. So I truly believe that you will know if a place is right for you if you can be on campus. So please come visit us. We are doing visits with groups no larger than 4 people. We do require masks, and you can get into some of the buildings on the campus tour. If not, come on the tour. We can go to the front of different buildings. You can see pictures from the inside. And so you can really see if NNU feels right for you. This is my contact information. And again, this is the Zoom link down here that you can use to come talk to me about NNU. So thanks for listening.
Okay, my Zoom just went away. Can everybody see me as well? Let me turn on my camera. Okay, great. All right. Oh, all right. So I'm Becky Byers from the University of Idaho, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions, and my office is actually located in Coeur d'Alene. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Our highlights about U of I. I'm going to talk about our admissions requirements themselves. We're going to discuss WUI and what that looks like for us at U of I. And then also, oh, there, all of a sudden my camera started working again. And then also I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can get to know U of I with some virtual opportunities. So I appreciate the time with you today. So before I get started, I did want to mention that the University of Idaho was recently highlighted by the U.S. News and World Reports. Just this last week, they announced that we're #1 of all public universities and colleges in terms of the best value in the Western United States. In fact, there are only 2 other public universities in the nation that are deemed a better value, and they were the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and the University of Virginia. So we're especially proud of that because we do want to offer students opportunities for a quality education at an affordable price, and that's our goal at the University of Idaho. If you're not familiar with University of Idaho, we are a traditional residential campus in Moscow, Idaho, which is on the beautiful Palouse, as you can see in the picture. If you can find Pullman in Washington, you can find Moscow because it's just right over the border into Idaho. We have almost 12,000 students on campus, and the community is very small. It's really warm and inviting, and everything you need is really within a short walk of or bike ride from campus. We always say that the University of Idaho feels like a close-knit community because it is, but we're large enough to matter in terms of the amazing work that our faculty and students are doing. We have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio, so our students get a lot of personal attention. 2/3 of our undergraduate students participate in some kind of research or scholarly activity. And we have 94 different college majors to choose from, various areas like business and economics, engineering, art and architecture, social sciences, humanities, natural resources, just to name a few. I won't mention them all. But we also have multiple study areas under each major. So with that being said, when you add in those different study areas and minors and certificates, you can actually earn about 300 different combination degrees at University of Idaho. Plus we have graduate degrees. So we have special programs on campus like ROTC. We have an honors program. We actually have a collaborative medical school called WWAMI. We have a law school that's actually located in both Moscow and Boise, if it's your goal to go on to law school. Our first year students are required to live on campus just for that first year in either a residence hall or in our fraternities and sororities, which creates a really vibrant campus life for our students. For fraternities and sororities, we actually have 34 different fraternities and sororities on campus. Most of them have a living option on campus. For the residence halls, we have 4 different styles you can choose from the traditional residence hall experience in the tower, for example, which is only for first year students, to the living and learning communities, which are more like apartment style living. There's always something to do on campus, lots of ways to get involved. We have over 170 different clubs and organizations to join. We have intramural and club sports that you can participate in. And in terms of athletics, we are Division I, and we have 16 athletic teams of men's and women's teams. Students graduating at the University of Idaho have a helpful network of fellow vandals to join, and our median mid-career salary for our graduates is actually over $97,000. So now let's switch gears and talk about admissions and the Western Undergraduate Exchange. This is an atypical year in terms of admissions for a lot of us. And so what we're doing at the University of Idaho, if you were not able to take your ACT or SAT this spring, we'll go ahead and admit you if you have a 2.6 GPA or higher without those test scores. We still encourage you to take your tests this year if you can, and that's because we'll use those for placing you in classes. We are a rolling admissions school, which means we continuously take applications for students, but I would encourage you to apply and submit your application by December 1st, along with your FAFSA if you're seeking financial aid, because that's our priority financial aid deadline. And the students that have their application and their FAFSA in by then will be in our first round of financial aid come January, February. We do require a $60 application fee, but the process is pretty simple to apply online. Now, admitted students from Washington are automatically going to receive the WUI. I get a lot of questions about that. There's no separate application to apply for it. And as you can see, it saves you over $15,000 per year compared to our non-resident fees. We have $30 million in scholarships to give out each year, typically, and there are no separate applications for any of our scholarships. I always encourage students, as some of us have already said, to visit any colleges or universities that they're thinking of attending. At U of I, we provide lots of opportunities for you to do that. Here's a couple of upcoming opportunities. October 3rd, which is actually this Saturday, and October 24th, which is another Saturday, we have Envision live in Moscow. And that's an event where you can actually go down to Moscow for the day and visit with our colleges, talk to our current students, tour the facilities and all of the different places on campus that you'd like to be a part of, and learn more about U of I. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is actually the last day to register for this Saturday, so I would encourage you to do that quickly if you'd like to go to the campus, because we do have limited activity, that day to keep our students safe. Of course, face coverings are required, and we want to make sure that our current students are also being safe as they're talking to you. We also have Meet the Vandals, which is normally a opportunity to meet with us live in Coeur d'Alene. We're going to have that as a virtual event. And then we also have daily campus tours from Monday through Friday, plus select Saturdays. I would love to connect with you. So if you take out your phone, you can actually scan my contact information here, which allows you to make a virtual appointment with me, as well as a couple of other resources. And then after this little presentation, I will share some of these resources to you if you come to my personal meeting via Zoom, which is linked right here if you want to take a quick picture of it in case you need that Zoom link. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, panelists, and thank everyone who joined us today. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Again, please sign up for more sessions. There's a lot being hosted tonight and throughout the next couple of days. And in about a week, you'll be able to find the sessions recordings, as well as all of other sessions recordings if you weren't able to make it to one or two that you couldn't go to. So that's it. And please reach out to StriveScan with any questions. And again, thank you, panelists, and thank you everyone for joining.